Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today I've got a David Robinson build for you. So he was one of the best centers, particularly in the 90s. So make sure he's a center and we'll move on. So for the body settings, on basketballreference.com he is listed at 7'1", but just for the layout I found that 7 foot was a better height, and it's only 1 inch, so it shouldn't mean too much of a difference. In terms of the weight, we are going to drop that down to 224 pounds. As he was really athletic and fairly quick for a 7 footer. If you look at some of his highlights, he moves like Giannis moves today, like really fast. Doesn't take too many steps from half court to the rim. Really super athletic. Now for a 7 footer, you can't really get super quick, but I've tried to get it as quick as I could. And then for wingspan, we're going to push that to 7'10", so the max wingspan. Because he was such a great shot blocker and a particularly good rebounder as well. So we want to make sure those are pushed up pretty high. I've picked defined body shape because if you go back and have a look at his physique, he was absolutely ripped back in the day. But probably due to his time spent in the Navy, he's just developed a really good physique. So defined for the body shape, we'll move on. So for close shot, we're just going to push that to 90. So, most of his points came from around the basket. He's a post player, inside scorer. So we want to make sure that gets put nice and high. Now for driving layup, we are going to push that to 80. Because like I said, he could slash. He was a bit like Giannis in terms that he could dribble a bit, uses athleticism to get around other bigs. So we want to get that nice and high, and it just gives us some good badge points as well. Now for driving dunk, we are going to push that to 75, just to unlock some good animations and also some badge points. For standing dunk, we're going to push that to 90 because that's what's required to get the elite big man contact dunks, because he has got some huge posterizers in his career. A lot of putback dunks as well. He's super athletic, so we want to get those elite big man contact dunks. Now for post control, we are going to push that to 85. Now I've heard some people say, if you look back at his record, he did struggle in the playoffs. His post moves were a bit predictable, but during the regular season he was quite unstoppable scorer. So we want to make sure that post control is nice and high despite maybe his predictability in his play style. But that'll be all for finishing, so you get the 30 badges there. Now for shooting, in those days, he was a stretch big. He could go out to the mid-range, about 16 feet, and hit those jump shots. And I'd say if he were to play today, he probably would have moved out beyond the 3-point line and become a stretch big that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just switch them around. I'm only going to put mid-range shot to 60 because on 2K, you're not really, as a stretch big, you're not really sitting in the mid-range. You're sitting at the 3-point line, so I don't think it's worth wasting the points to upgrade that, particularly with the rest of the build and how it's laid out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put mid-range shot to 60 and I'm going to max 3-point shot at 75. So you will have a capability to shoot probably from the corner and stretch the floor that way. That'll be your best bet. And if you've got a good jump shot, you should be okay with 75. You should be able to hit at a decent rate. But there is an ability to shoot from the perimeter. I will put free throw to 79. He was around a 75-ish% free throw shooter. So he's got a good ability to hit free throws. Now for playmaking, he is one of 4 players to record a quadruple double. So I think he got like 33 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists with 10 blocks. So we want to make sure he's got an ability to play make. So we're going to push pass accuracy to 85 just to get that gold bullet passer. And help get those assists on the break and things like that, and in general play. We're also going to push ball handle to 58, which is the max, and speed with ball to 50 as well, just to unlock that bronze quick first step. So you're not terribly quick. This was the fastest I could get it. This is why his weight was brought down, because I wanted these badges available to you if you want to use them. Because if you go back and look at his highlights, and I've watched some vids before making this video, He was really quick out of the triple threat, and he could really blow past other bigs. And particularly if you play on the 3v3s, bronze quick first step on a 7-footer is quite good. If you play the angles right with where you run, you can easily get around other bigs that may have low perimeter defense. You can get around them with the bronze quick first step. Plus the triple threat Duke bronze can just help with a bit of speed as well. So you've got an ability to dribble the ball against other bigs, but that'll be all for playmaking. Now in terms of defense, we're going to put interior defense to 89. Now he was a defensive player of the year, but I just didn't have the attribute points to upgrade that any further. But you do have the gold post lockdown, gold brick wall, and gold defensive leader there, if those badges interest you. In terms of perimeter defense, we are going to put that to 57, just to get the extra badge point at 57, as well as bronze pick dodger, in case you get switched and you're worried about that. In terms of steal, he did average about 1.5 steals a game, if I remember correctly. So he did have an ability to steal the ball, but we're going to just put that to 60, just to get that silver interceptor. Just because if we push it any further, we only get the 1 badge point, and it doesn't really unlock any significant badges other than it pushes ball stripper up to silver, which I don't know if many people are using that. But just 60 for steal. Now in terms of block, this is really what he was most known for. He's an incredibly good shot blocker and rim protector. I think one season he averaged over 4 blocks a game, which is just ridiculous, and he averages about 3 a game for his career. So huge shot blocker, so we're going to push that to 97, which is what's required to get Hall of Fame rim protector. So you will have the Hall of Fame rim protector with this build, along with the 97 block rating, which is huge. Now for offensive rebound, like I said, he did have a lot of monster putback dunks, but we're going to push that to 86. That's just as high as I could get it with the badge layout, the attribute layout. But we're going to push defensive rebound to 91 so that we get that goal rebound chaser. So you will have pretty decent rebounding with this build. You are 7 foot with a max wingspan, so you should be able to snag pretty easily if you get position in particular. But that would be defense. In terms of your physicals, we're going to push speed to 62. Now it can go up to 71, but unfortunately just for the attributes that are wanted for David Robinson, because he's such a well-rounded player, speed was something I had to sacrifice. If I was going to make an ideal David Robinson build, I'd want speed close to around 70, but this is just the one thing I had to sacrifice. So we're going to push speed to 62 and acceleration to 62 also. So you won't be terrible, you won't be slow for a 7-footer or a center, but you're not going to be really quick. You won't notice yourself being a lot quicker than other centers. So you'll be about par. Strength, we're just going to leave at 64. Vertical, we are going to push to 75 because we do need that for the contact dunks, and the rest will go on stamina for 90 stamina, and that's the build. So in total, we have 30 finishing, 13 shooting, 15 playmaking, and 32 defensive badges, for a total of 90 badges. And I think it on what's a really versatile, hugely defensive and finishing center that can shoot and take people off the dribble. So this is a really versatile center build. You should be able to dominate inside the paint and also have an ability to play outside the paint as well. So it should be a really, really fun center to use. Now for takeovers, I just chose stuff blocks because he was a huge shot blocker. You know, heaps of snatch blocks in his highlights. So that's what I went with. And also advanced post moves. I know I said that he was a bit limited, but he was 7 foot and he did score at a good clip. So I wanted to chuck that one in there as well. As you can see, you've made a paint beast with shades of David Robinson, Kristaps Porzingis, and Joel Embiid. So David Robinson's there if you're interested in that, but we'll take a look at the badges. So for finishing, we are just going to most notably get those post and inside badges. So, you know, back down punisher, fast twitch, you know, hook specialist, mouse in the house, put back boss because he was so good at getting those offensive rebounds, unstrippable, you know, posterizer, rise ups there. You could catch lobs, so definitely lob city finisher on bronze, you know, grace under pressure around the paint, drop stepper on gold. And then for your last two, you may just want something like a fearless finisher and a limitless takeoff because he was particularly good running straight at the rim and finishing through contact. But for David Robinson, that could be a really good layout that I would go with. Now for shooting, like I said, he wasn't an amazing jump shooter. You know, he didn't shoot threes, but if he was to play today, he probably would. So I'd say just badges just to help you try and shoot as consistently as you can. You know, dead eye, catch and shoot. Hot zone hunter once you get your hot zones. Sniper gold. And then slippery off ball is a good badge to have, but you may want to put it on fade ace just for a bit more of a post player, because he could hit those post fades as well. But that could be a good shooting layout just to help you hit from the corners. Now for playmaking, we definitely want break start, at least bronze. That just really helps a lot with your outlet passes. Downhill, because he was really fast in the open court when he could get out. Needle threaded bronze, unpluckable, tight handles, post playmakers there. You know, bullet pass, you've got that gold, so you can definitely put that on gold. Dimer, blue hands, quick first step, and triple threat duke. These are all badges to help you play off the dribble, get those, 10 assists, be a bit of a David Robinson, get that quadruple double. And then the last badge, you may just want to upgrade post playmaker, as you are going to play in the post a bit. So that could be a really good David Robinson layout for playmaking. Now for defense, we definitely want chase down artists just to get those animations. You know, interceptors there, pickpocket, rebound chaser. Probably want Hall of Fame rim protector, as that was what he was really great at. You know, pogo stick gold at least is fantastic as well. Intimidator Hall of Fame, fantastic badge. Box out silver, you know, you got the brick wall there. Post lockdown as well, you know, tireless defender. And with the one extra badge, you may just want to put it on defensive leader, because he was a juggernaut. On defense, he anchored the defense. So for David Robinson, that could be a really great layout to go with. All in all, that's the build. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a really great day.